Man, thank you. A real tragedy to have us to debate this particular vote of the Auditor General. Mr. Chairman, the Auditor General is the institute, the supreme institute that is mandated to audit all government institutions, parastatals, and all quasi-governmental institutions. This evening, I shall not endeavor in any business of charity once again or mutual administration, because PF requires to know that they are taking us nowhere where this is concerned. Mr. Chairman, ever since Madam Anna Chifungula left the office of the Auditor General, we had an acting gentleman called Mr. Ronnie Mwambwa, who acted for nearly 2 years, and he left out of frustration. And today, we have another man, I'm told, and I stand to be corrected, called Mr. Dick Chela Sichembe, acting. I want him to feel comfortable if he's in this house, but I checked on the visitors register, he's not here. This presents a problem for me. This office is ring-fenced by law. An Auditor General cannot be fired by the appointing authority, but the appointing power sits right in the arms of the President. The President has been President for a long time. Why has he not appointed a substantive Auditor General whose name must be brought here for ratification? I think it's deliberate on the part of the President. Unfortunately, in this whole wide country, he's the only one who has the power to appoint an Auditor General. I tend to think that maybe this candidate, and nothing against him, I know he was the Accountant General. How can Dracula be the head of the blood bank? The person who is dealing with the financials becomes the one who's following the financial trail. Just tell me how. Is it there in order to erase, and nothing against the person who is acting now? Is it there to erase the financial irregularities that we have been preaching about PF ever since this government took that position? We have a problem here. Ever since Mrs. Chifungula left, I'll repeat, Ronnie Mwambwa resigned and went to Morocco to get a job, a citizen of this country. All that notwithstanding, if the current acting Auditor General is good enough, bring his name here as a starting point. Bring his name here so that we ratify him. I personally don't know him, but I've read about him. He's sitting in the office of the Auditor General, ring-fenced by not being able to be fired. There's a reason, gentlemen, ladies, why the Auditor General cannot be fired. It's because their mandate is to check on the Republic's finances, which are currently being run by PF. Why are you in a compromised situation? Why aren't you bringing this name here? And I want to be the first one to tell you that if he's a man of good standing, I will be the one to support him. Because we need this void to be filled. We need to fill this void. Why are you scared? Bring his name here. I will be the first one to approve or ratify his name. I will be the first one. Don't play games here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't play games. This matter squarely lies on the President, unfortunately. And I'm not going for his persona. I'm simply saying, President Edgar Lungu, bring Mr. Dick Sichembe's name to Parliament tomorrow. Not later than tomorrow. Bring it tomorrow so that we can give you what you want, your desires. You've made him acting for a long time. You have met him acting for a very long time. Bring his name here for ratification. Then it will make him the substantive Auditor General. In case the one who is standing up wants to know, the office of the Auditor General is actually...
Order, Mr. Nkombo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson, for this opportunity to rise on a point of order. Mr. Chairperson, I want to find out whether the honorable member for Mazabuka is in order to mislead the nation and the people listening that it is the president that must bring the name here when he knows very well that there are procedures to be followed, and those procedures have already been established. Mr. Chairperson, I am also aware that he is alluding to people who resigned as Auditor Generals as having been fired. I am not talking to those who started talking at 12 years.
Honorable Tutwa, Mr. Tutwa, just raise your point of order.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I am sorry for that outburst. But what I want to say is the honorable member for Mazabuka in order to mislead the nation that a particular name we mentioned was fired when in actual fact he resigned on his own. And also to try and say that the government is scared of filling up a void, when in actual fact, even when...
Mr. Honorable Tutwa, let's be quick.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Let's be quick,
Chair.
Because time is ticking.
Yes, Chair. I will not respond to those outbursts. Chair, we are aware that when an Auditor General resigns, there's always someone acting in that office. It is never vacant. Just like any other government position, when a person has resigned...
Honorable members on my left, I think let's have order here.
Kambita.
Let's have order. Let's have, take your seat, Mr. Ngulu. You see, if you keep on disturbing the person who has been given the right to speak, it is not good, especially in a house full of honorable members. Listen, I'm here to also guide the person whom I've given the right to speak. I'm following him. So if you prolong, I will intervene. So, Honorable Tutwa Ngulube, deliver your point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. My point of order is the honorable member for Mazabuka in order to pretend that the PF or the president has been firing Auditor Generals, when in actual fact, the facts of the matter are different. For example, when he claims that somebody went to Morocco, somebody who has resigned on his own.
Mr. Honorable Tutwa, so far what you have spoken, take your seat. What you have spoken can be squarely responded to by the executive. And I've followed the honorable member who is debating, and he should just refrain from bringing the names of people who may not come here and defend themselves as he continues to debate. But I'm not going to allow you again to struggle to raise your point of order, because you can even come and debate and bring those points. Those are the materials which you need to bring out in your debate, and they do not qualify to come as a point of order. So let me follow the debate from the Honorable Mr. Nkombo, who is debating. Mr. Nkombo?
Yes. I said earlier on that tonight I'm not in the business of charity or mutual admiration. I want to put facts as they are. But for the benefit of the lawyer, I want to quote from the Constitution. The Article 121(1) of the Constitution states in part there shall be an Auditor General for the Republic, whose office shall be a public office. It provides that the President shall appoint an AG, and he or she will be expected to be ratified by Parliament. I quoted from the Constitution. In case you think I just stand up to talk, I read. The mission statement of the Auditor General's report states that they will provide quality audit services to government, other institutions in order to promote accountability, value for money for the benefit of society. And I'll anchor there so that we talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Benefit to society. That's what the mission statement of the Auditor General's report, or mission statement of the existence of the Auditor General. I was in the process before the MP for Kabwe tried to detract my attention. I'm strong enough for him to know that I keep on my rail. That you as PF have not done yourselves a favor by not appointing a substantive Auditor General. And I was saying, bring the name, whoever it is, even the current acting, we will ratify him because he will be bound and ring-fenced by the law that exists in his conduct and his behavior. We are not in the business of mutual admiration today. Where you go wrong, we are mandated by the same Constitution to show the Republic that you are a group of jokers. You cannot have no Auditor General. Since 55 years ago,
Order,
55 years ago,
Mr. Nkombo, order.
Since 50 years
Mr.
ago,
Nkombo,
55
take
years
your
ago,
seat. Take your seat. Honorable Mr. Nkombo, let's have respect to one another. There is no one who is a joker in this office, in this chamber. And as I'm guiding on Mr. Nkombo, it's serious. It's serious, very serious. How would you feel when the other, those on my right, refer you to jokers? Definitely you will protest. And that is the kind of debate which we don't want to be allowing in this house, because it will attract some kind of disturbances. So, Mr. Nkombo, withdraw the word joker.
I withdraw.
Thank you, and continue, Mr. Nkombo.
I want to deliver a point. I withdraw the word joker. Jokers make people laugh. It's not an insult.
Mr. Nkombo,
Sir.
I think let's have let's have respect to one another. It's the word which is not sitting well with your colleagues. You may have different definitions, but I've said withdraw it and move forward.
They are very serious individuals. So serious that they only take care of their affairs. To ignore the Constitution. And I was saying, 55 years down the line, this is the first time we have had no substantive Auditor General sitting in office with the security of the tenure of office in order to check their activities. This is the only party, Mr. Chairman, the only party, PF, and congratulations to you, who have assumed the role of the opposition while you are sitting in power. Because half the time you are talking about Hakainde Hichilema. He's not in power, no. We are checking on you by Constitution, and you must accept to be checked on. You have no choice. Don't start ducking. They brought us this alternative budget by Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. We're dealing with a budget which the Minister of Finance brought here. They spent hours and hours talking about an alternative budget. So Mr. Hichilema is now being given a check and balance by the ruling party. Congratulations for conceding. Excuse me, thank you. Congratulations for conceding defeat ahead of 2021. How can you check on the opposition Next moment, no, they are talking about gayism, the alternative budget. Here we are talking about the issue of the Auditor General. Let me bring myself back to sync so that you can listen. There are challenges in the office of the Auditor General, and the challenges there, they sum up as follows. Pay attention. Unaccounted for expenditure, embezzled money, misappropriated funds, and theft. All these things, you cannot check us. We don't hold the purse for the country. It is you. So to try and deflect the public's attention and say, no, I kind of this, I kind of that. No, the purse for the country is with the Minister of Finance, my older brother, Dr. Walyangandu, a new man in this. Brother, you are in trouble with these colleagues of yours. The fact of the matter is that you know, the budgeting is not an event. It's a process. You plan, you put figures down, you budget, you execute, you do monitoring and evaluation, and once you do that, the audit comes, you balance, then there will be those who are just must answer, the civil servants. I've said here in this parliament, how come civil servants in this country are richer than businessmen? Can someone answer that question among you? Because you are the ones who fraternize with them. You are the ones who fraternize with them. How can a business, and I said this before, and I'll say it again, with fear of no contradiction, that you must just go to ZRA and say, Mr. Nkombo, and I always use myself. You have this place, this Kantemba here, this, can you tell us how you obtained it? Full stop. The FIC report is an eye-opener. It is complementary to the Auditor General's report. And you must understand that. Simple arithmetic, you must understand that. This is not a game of child's play. You have been caught napping by failing to appoint a substantive Auditor General. Minister of Finance, tell your new boss, he has always been your boss because you came from the Bank of Zambia, please, the people want you to give them a name of the Auditor General. We will not be troublesome here because there's only less than 18 months. You guys, sorry, I withdraw the word guys. You honorable members of Parliament are going back home, back to the land. The Zambians are fed up of you. And the earlier you redeem yourself by accepting that you've malmanaged this economy, the better for you. We shall feel sorry. Maybe Hakainde must lock up one or two of you when he comes into power. But we are not for retribution ourselves. We want to reconstruct this country. We want to bring dignity back to this
Nkombo,
country. We will lock up one or two.
Just a minute.
Using the police, not
Mr.
ourselves.
Nkombo, just a minute.
Mangani.
Mr. Nkombo, I'm speaking. It is the issue of bringing people who are not part of this in our debates that will make the other people from my right begin to refer to your debate. And at that point, you start now, rising on points of order. He's mentioning the person who is not here. But remember, if you mention somebody in your debate, and when responding, expect the other side to mention that particular person. The best we can do is to avoid naming people whom we know that they might face a lot of, being discussed in here. And they will not have the platform to defend themselves. I wanted just to guide on that point, Mr. Nkombo.
I appreciate it.
Otherwise, continue.
I've always appreciated. So, I want the country to know that an army of sheep led by a lion will always be defeated by a lion, one, leading an army of sheep. This matter squarely sits on leadership. My lips. An army of lions led by a sheep will always be defeated by a sheep leading lions. Because it's cowardice with PF. Why are they scared of appointing an attorney general? They know he will have unfettered power to lock them up when things go wrong. They've kept the Auditor General in abeyance of a confirmation for so long. Why? Osayopa, if you are clean, don't be scared. Appoint the man, give him power. Because that's how the Zambian people wanted it to be. Once you give him power, you release him from your bondage. And I'll lock up one or two of you, then you'll understand that law is good to follow. This matter, I mean, Mr. Chairman, with this audit thing is about money, it's about resources, it's about why people in Zambia are poor and are hungry, and some people, few, are enjoying. In Uganda, the Public Accounts Committee, and you know that, will be deliberating. There will be police prosecutors outside the gate. Once they come out, those PSs, your friends, the ones you've appointed to come and embezzle money through their junior staff. Once the Auditor General's report says we are citing you, it is threat from Parliament to court, not to go home and drink champagne and caviar, as the case is here now. My last message to you, Minister of Finance, and I'm sure because you're running the pace of the country, you talk to the President every other day. Tomorrow, not at 40, I'm giving 24 hours. Bring that name of the person you chose. We'll ratify him. Don't even take it to committee. We'll agree because that's what the law dictates. They must be ratified by Parliament. Even as we are talking, I looked everywhere. When I do my research, I didn't see him. Maybe I just don't recognize him. He's not here. Appoint him, Timufuna, because he'll be ring-fenced by law, which is going to guard all of us. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.